Hey guys, listen, quick one again. Today is March 11th. I'm going to share with you guys this one. This shows patriotism, everything we're talking about. When people, allegiant to their country and not a political party. So for all them people, every Sierra Leonean, like I can tell you, you support the NGC party because of me. Change your support. It's not even necessary anymore. They don't deserve your support anymore. You see how these guys, then they rode with democracy. Then deliberately not they participate in the southeastern part of the country when it comes to elections, but then go to the north and go participate there. Why? Because there's no political tolerance to the southeast. And the NGC is a break away from the SLPP. Don't forget this. So when I took my support away from the NGC party, it is my democratic right. And I have a right, and that is why I don't set up the People's Liberation Movement. So all of you guys, come join the People's Liberation Movement. It is there. I want you to know, no matter what, I'll tell you guys, we'll all come together and decide where we're going to go in the 2023 elections. But for now, with everything that has happened under this SLPP, but SLPP supporters, them stick with them parties, stick with them tribes, stick with the region because it is not affecting them. So the killings, the human rights violations, them, we see what happened in Belgium, we see what happened to the school picking them in Hastings, we see what they happen to people across the country. That what we lost in life in Kailahun. These are things where people for left in political party. You should not have an allegiance to a political party, but to the country. And this is what I can share with this politician here. Let us see how it works. It is your right to support. It is your right to take it back. Thank you.
Today, I'm announcing that I'm leaving the Republican Party and will continue to serve the people of Arkansas as an independent with no party affiliation. I'm still a conservative, but I'm one whose values about decency, civility, and compassion I just don't see in my party anymore. I haven't changed. My party has.
Arkansas State Senator Jim Hendren is one of the latest Republicans to say the party no longer represents him or his values, and so he's leaving. The lifelong conservative and military veteran is now an independent. He served in the Arkansas legislature for years, including in the state house from 1995 to 2001, before being elected to the state senate in 2013, where he served as president pro tem. He also comes from a Republican political family. His father served in the state legislature. The governor of the state, Asa Hutchinson, is his uncle. So suffice it to say, the decision to leave the GOP didn't come lightly. And while he says the move cuts deeper than any single person, he did reference former President Trump in his announcement, even if not by name.
Over the course of the 2016 campaign season alone, I heard people demonized as rapists and murderers. I watched the encouragement of the worst voices of racism, nationalism, and violence. And I watched my service and the service of my fellow soldiers dishonored. And then for months, I watched as members of my own party and our former president tried to overturn the results of a fair and free election, the very hallmark of our democracy, with lies, with false statements, conspiracy theories, and attempts to subvert the Constitution. This led to the violent events of January 6th. When we all watched violence in the halls of our nation's capital and couldn't believe our eyes. For me, that day was the final straw.
Now, Hendren is trying to create a home for others in his state who don't feel connected to any political party. He's the founder of the group Common Ground Arkansas. It aims to bring together moderate voices, quote unquote, who will be willing to work together and combat the forces that he says are pushing both parties to the extremes.
But guys, so exactly, you see, if I don't watch this video, this is exactly the things I'm talking about. Listen, I want you guys to pay attention. You see, the state of emergency expires this month. Who voted for the state of emergency? Kade Yumkela and all of these other people in the parliament voted for the state of emergency. So these are the things we say. People that are making anyway protest for generator. They like it today on a seaway Fatima Biron thief over 3-point-something million. Chief Minister David Francis don't thief over $3-point-something million. In total about $4.5 million now, no but. Hundreds of billions of leons, man. We can transform people in life then. But people are sticking to their political parties, and that is why the problem is permeating in Sierra Leone like today. So when people when I see exactly everything that is happening, Kande Yumkela and all these people they know they talk within the thing that the country. They really defend the people rights. Now we this way speak up. Now we this way stick the neck out there for you guys to talk to the international community so that we'll get the kind of sanity we will need and let them respect on our democratic and human rights. People are going to bed hungry today. Look at healthcare, it dilapidated in the country. Then people, women, they die. Cottage ward, the maternity ward, not get water. These are the things we're talking about. So patriotism comes with until these guys start to Call your leaders out for who they are and say, you're doing wrong, you're not doing right by the people. We voted for change and we have not seen no change. That is when Sierra Leone is going to take off. But until then, guys, think about your allegiance to your political parties. You don't need to. So again, you support the NGC party because of me. You're watching this. Take your allegiance away. Take your support back. They've not stood up for the people there. We've seen violations after violations. I'm not going to go into everything. You guys know better than I do. Violations of human rights, violations upon human rights violations. Nothing. These guys don't speak up about it. And we all know today, what we lack in Sierra Leone, that is Julius Malemas of South Africa. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. I hope so you learn a lesson from this particular one. It is not unpatriotic. It is not undemocratic. You have a right to relinquish your support for any political party if they don't meet your needs and desires, or any politician if they don't meet your expectations anymore. Kick them out. You don't need them. They need you. Remember that. Politicians, you don't need them. They need you. Think about that.